What is the best pepper spray / pepper gel for self-defense in 2025? Today we have 3 options sitting on the table in front of me that we're going to do some distance and somewhat effectiveness testing with. The first one I have here on my left, your right, is the Pom OC Spray. This is a very good, affordable option that's highly recommended for civilian use for self-defense. The middle one here is the Sabre Pepper Spray that's very similar in size and shape to the Pom. And then the one on my right here, which is my favorite one to test today, or I'm excited to test today, is the Kimber Pepper Blaster 3. So, Pom OC, I have actually used this exact unit once before. Long story short, I had to use this on a wild dog that was attacking another smaller dog while I was on a walk in my neighborhood. So I used this for about 6 seconds of its time in order to spray the dog. It was a very large dog. So when I sprayed it, it took about 5 seconds, and you could tell that the effects were starting and it couldn't see anymore. So I can attest to the fact that Pom OC does work on dogs. And a lot of people are, you don't want to use a firearm in certain instances to protect property, which animals are property. So that's why I recommend carrying pepper spray for that reason as well. We're also going to be testing this Sabre. Now, the specs on the Pom OC and the Sabre are very, very similar. So the Sabre says it has a 13-second spray time. Well, we're going to test that today. We're going to see how much spray is left in the Pom, knowing that I've already used 6 seconds of it, as well as the 13-second runtime on the Sabre to see if it lasts that long. On the back of the Sabre packaging, it says for best results, up to 12 feet, but max results are up to 14 feet. And it says to use for at least 3 seconds per attacker. And the Kimber Pepper Blaster, this one is more of a gel-based instead of an actual spray-based. So the difference between pepper gel and pepper spray, the spray can get affected by wind quite a bit. So if the wind's blowing, it's obviously going to affect the stream that's coming out. But the Pepper Blaster has a gel that's more dense. So if it's windy, it's more likely that this is going to cut through the wind and get to, the bad guy or whatever you're having to use it on. And something that's interesting on the back of the Pepper Blaster is it says 13 feet at 112 miles per hour is the power of each cartridge. So you get 2 shots, 2 cartridges here that shoot out the irritant. So we're going to test all of these out and see what they look like from a distance of 12 feet or 4 yards. So just use the Pom OC. Granted, this particular unit has been used once before for about 6 seconds. Now I tried as hard as I could to arc it into the target, and all I could get from 12 feet away was about this part and below, trying as hard as I could to arc it in, because the goal is you want it to get, the eyes and nose. So at this range with a unit that's already been used once, I wasn't able to do that. Next we're going to be doing the Sabre Red. So very similar results to the Pom on how far it would arc into the target. So I tried as hard as I could with the first part of the blast, which is, has a little more stream power to it. And I still could only get it to about the neck area from 12 feet away. The majority of it came and landed in the upper chest area, so it was a little bit taller than the Pom. And this one was noticeably a red or orange color on the target and in the stream going towards the target. So interesting, red versus a clear with the Pom. Next we're going to be doing the Kimber Pepper Blaster 3. I was pretty impressed with this one. The sights on top worked perfectly in the video when I shot the left target. I did kind of move over and was aiming closer to his left shoulder or the right side of the screen. And on the second one, I aimed a little bit more carefully and got right center in the face. So at 4 yards or 12 feet, these sights on here are pretty much perfect. So if you are about 12 feet from somebody and you aim this at their face, you're going to hit them. And this hit and had a noticeable thump when it hit the paper target. The Pom OC Spray worked well and worked to me about the same as the Sabre Red did. I think both of these are good quality and do work almost as advertised. So the max effective range stated on these is about 12 feet, and in all honesty, I think that's more about 9 feet. So if you're going to use either one of these, the Pom or the Sabre, I would highly recommend staying inside of 3 yards or 9 feet instead of 4 where we were at, because I think I needed just about 3 more feet to really get it on the face of those targets. The spray time was pretty impressive though, so I do think there's plenty of spray in here for your average use case for a pepper spray. Now this little guy here, I was very impressed with this. Of course, you only get 2 shots, so you kind of have to weigh your options of would you rather have 2 trigger pulls with this or, you know, between 10 or 12 seconds of spray time with either one of these. Now this is a little bit larger, so it's about, 3 sabers tall. So if you have this maybe in your back pocket or something, I wouldn't recommend sitting on it on a hard surface. You might crack it because it is plastic. But if you have room to carry this, I definitely think this is a good option, and it did work as advertised at 12 feet. It hit exactly where it was supposed to. And don't forget guys, we do sell these 2 options here, the Sabre Red and the Kimber Pepper Blaster at Shooters, Texas, located in Terrell, Texas. And we're reasonably priced on these, so if you're looking for a less lethal option for self-defense, please check us out if you're in the area.